What's going on, Bama Nation? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? How we feeling out there, guys? Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith here, the Bama Standard Network. What's happening, folks? This is game week. We've made it. We've made it to game week. Bama, Florida State, Saturday. This Saturday, Tallahassee, Florida, 2:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. It's going to be a phenomenal matchup. Phenomenal game. We've made it. We're here. Talking season done. Over. We kick it off this Saturday in a couple of days between Bama and Florida State. You're rocking and rolling right now on the hottest show in the streets out there, Bama Vision, here on the YouTube channel, Bama Standard Network. Yours truly, Stephen M. Smith, right here with you. We have a ton of entertaining topics to get into. We're looking at, Ty Simpson. First start for him this weekend, has been able to talk to Coach Saban, getting some nuggets from him. What are we looking at the most importantly in terms of Ty Simpson? We're going to get into the keys to victory here. How does Alabama take care of Florida State offensively, defensively, special teams wise? We'll get into that. We'll get into my locks for the week, kind of a lock or drop segment. And we'll talk about a few young guys not lock or drop. Is this the moment for Dijon Lee? How big will this young man have impact-wise as a freshman in that defensive secondary against the Seminoles? We'll talk about that. And then last but not least here, we'll get into a lot of things. We'll even get into what Jalen Mbakwe, former five-star player in the 2024 signing class, what has he done, or what is he doing in practice that's huge in kind of helping Alabama, helping this defense prepare for what it's going to face here in Thomas Castellanos, the quarterback here for Florida State. But we want you, the fans. This is your time. As always, what you do, you hit that like button. Get in here. Hit the like button, smash the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, get everybody that you know hooked on to the Bama Standard Network, getting the best coverage in terms of Alabama football and Alabama athletics. Hit that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button to the Bama Standard Network. Like the show, share the show, super chats, greatly encouraged. We love you guys. And all the donation that you are able to do. Along with that, what starts your winning mentality? It starts by having a title towel in your hands. That's WhitwillSports.com. WhitwillSports.com. Thomas Whitaker, Lavelle Wilson, love those two dudes. They're ready for the season. So are we. And they have a product, the Rally Towel, that starts the winning mindset for you as an Alabama fan. We got to have 100,000 of these waving, screaming, twirling, going crazy, throwing them up inside Bryant Denny Stadium, Saban Field. Get you a title towel today. You can do this by going to WhitwillSports.com. That's WhitwillSports.com. You use the promo code STANDARD. You get you a nice little discount there, courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standard. That's for our guys there at Title Towel. But we first start off by getting to your comments right now before we dive into topic number one of the conversation. And right now, my man Jay Walker in the building. Roll Tide Roll, another major loss, referring to one Tim Keenan, who will not play against Florida State. The veteran defensive lineman, veteran nose tackle, out with a lower body injury. It is an ankle issue. He will have the tightrope surgery done, something very familiar. Tua Tagovailoa had it. Many other former Bama players have had that tightrope surgery. It just comes down to how well does his body, Keenan's body, take to that tightrope and speeding up that recovery process. We'll see how quickly he can get back on the field there, with his teammates. But that's Tim Keenan there that Jay Walker is referring to. Tay with that roll tide to your Tay. Happy to have you in here, J-Dog, 67 right there. Luckily, so far, nothing season-ending, though. Roll, Tide, roll. Finally, time for games. Nothing season-ending. We've got some guys nicked up, dinged up, bumps and bruises here, but thankfully, nothing season ending. That's the positive. J-Dog also writes in, he's got a slab of ribs ready for Saturday. So J-Dog, you trying to tell me I should be at your house then, bro? J-Dog, I should be at your house on Saturday. Bro, just slide me a plate. Just slide your boy playing them ribs right there. Appreciate J-Dog being a part of the show. He says, gonna be smoking them all Friday night. So, J-Dog, you telling me, bro, that I need to be at your crib getting me this slide me a plate of ribs on through there. That's what you're telling me right now. So, but my man's got ribs going on. John writes in, you the man, Stephen M. Hey, John, I appreciate it, but you the fans, you guys are the real MVPs. I'm just providing the information, but you guys are the real MVPs right here. RTR Mimi writes in, prayers up for Tim Keenan surgery and recovery. Absolutely, Tim Keenan having the tightrope surgery done on his ankle. We're praying for the surgery to be smooth, the recovery time to be smooth, so that this young man can be back on the field wrecking shop there on the defensive front. We got Daniel, Bury Sports, with Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. Hello to you, Daniel. Happy to have you a part of the show. My man, Joe Edwards, with the Roll Tide Roll. Stephen, Roll Tide to you, Joe. Happy to have you in the building. We even got Brody in here saying, go Noles. We got a Florida State fan in here. We welcome all. You feel me? We welcome everybody into the conversation. Joe Edwards writes in, Tua had the same surgery TK is about to have. Tua was out 27 days. He was, Joe. Tua had the surgery in 2019, excuse me. Tua had the surgery in 2019. It was the after the Tennessee game where he had the surgery. He missed the old Arkansas game. Mac Jones played that game. Tua was back by the LSU game. He was back by the LSU game. So that would be right there for Tua. Let's see here. GT18, Roll Tide, we will be all right. A little adversity can always make you stronger. We will get through it. GT18, I'm with you right there, brother. I am with you right there. Man, Bob Rutherford with the RTR and the heart emoji. Appreciate Bob there. Dale B, telling Brody, the Knowles fan, to go to sleep there. But hey, we welcome all fans right here on Bama Vision. Appreciate you guys for making this a part of your Wednesday. But we're going to jump into topic number one of the conversation, that being Alabama's 3 keys to victory here against LSU. We're taking it from the offense, defense, and special teams perspective. Starting this thing off offensively, I look at one Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator. Bama's got to start fast offensively, and that's Ryan Grubb's specialty, right? You got to start fast. You got to start quick. Number one for Ryan Grubb is you're going to have to establish Ty Simpson, right? Give him some easy passes, some quick game stuff. Take your shots when they're there. Take your shots deep down the field vertically when they're there, but definitely establish Ty some short stuff, some easy stuff, some high percentage completions to get his confidence going early in this matchup, because the Noles have an improved defense. Florida State is trying to come back and bounce back after an awful 2-10 season just a year ago. So they do have an improved defense. The number one thing, you got to establish Ty Simpson, high percentage stuff, short game, get him going early, and take your shots deep down the field vertically as you see fit. Another thing you gotta do if you're Ryan Grubb is establish his run game, right? Establish his offensive line, instill confidence into this offensive line. Why? Pounding the football with Richard Young, who's going to be the number one guy in this matchup, with Jam Miller out for this game. Establishing Daniel Hill, establishing Dre Washington, but of course, if you work in AK Deer and Keelan and Kevin Riley, getting in those guys as well. But number one, for me, establishing Ty Simpson, getting that pass game going, short, high percentage completions, and then working the deep vertical passing game if you're Ryan Grubb. And then 2, offensively, establishing your run game, establishing your offensive line, pounding that football, wearing on Florida State's psyche in terms of their defensive front early and often in the football game. That's what I want to do. Offensively, if I'm Ryan Grubb here, be balanced. Establish Todd Simpson, and at the same time, having that balance there in the run game. Defensively here, my thing for Kane Womack's going to be defensively, win third down. That's the big thing. You're going up against a offense in Florida State with Thomas Castellanos. He's more so a Johnny Manziel type than a Jalen Milroe type in terms of Castellanos. He's going to want to run backwards, run in reverse, scramble all over the field, and then maybe heave up a prayer if he has time to do so, much like what Johnny Manziel did when you talk about Alabama versus Texas A&M in 2012 and 2013. So the big thing here for Kane Womack is, what is the biggest thing here? Do you bring more so pressure to Thomas Castellanos, or do you have your guy sit back in coverage and force him to beat you throwing the football? Whatever the case may be, you got to win on third down. Kane Womack and this defense, you've got to get off the field on third down. That's number 1. And then number 2, and even more importantly, you got to be able to force turnovers. I think you got to be able to force turnovers against Florida State, whether it's creating interceptions, whether it's forcing fumbles, whether it's strip sacks. You got to create some turnovers in offsetting this Gus Malzahn offense, and you have to win on third down. That's a big deal there for Kane Womack. And when you talk about winning on third down, you got to have those closers defensively. This is a big game for Quay Russo, right? In closing, this is a big game for Quay Russo, coming off the edge, bang, laying out Thomas Castellanos. We've already heard defensive players like LT Overton talk about, we want to hit Tommy C so much that he does not want to have the ball in his hands. You have got to hit Castellanos when you have your chance to close in, get home off the edge with speed, because he is elusive. He is an elusive player. So when you come off the edge, Quay Russo, you've got to come off the edge, bad intentions, hit home with pressure, getting to him when you have the opportunities to get after him. But I think even more than Quay Russo, guys, this is a game for this guy, Justin Jefferson. This is a game for this guy. Why? I feel like if I'm Kane Womack, I'm bringing Justin Jefferson in my office, and I'm saying, son, your number 1 job, spy Tommy Castellanos. That's your number 1 job. Your job is spying the quarterback, because you being Justin Jefferson, you've got the lateral quickness, you've got the sideline speed, you got the ability to go 0 to 60 and hunt that man down. Now, aside from his assignment being curl to flats, if they have a running back out there and the running back is going curl to flats, of course you want Justin Jefferson focus on that. You want him being physical and stopping the run game, but also when it's Tommy Castellanos in the backfield by himself, if Florida State goes empty set, they go empty set, and it's Tommy C in the backfield by himself, the one thing you want to see from Justin Jefferson, mirror that man, spy that man, get after Thomas Castellanos. I think this would be a big game here for Justin Jefferson to showcase what he can do defensively. So defensively here, if I'm Alabama, if I'm Kane Womack, you're looking at, number 1, you're looking at winning on third down. If you're Womack, you got to get off the field. Number 2, you're looking at creating turnovers in this game, taking the ball away from Florida State, and your biggest 2 people, you look at number 1, you got to have Quay Russo coming off that edge, meaning business. And then number 2, when you have Justin Jefferson being able to spy him on Thomas Castellanos the whole time there. Now, of course, also for kind of want to make a big thing here, even though you will not have T.M. Keenan for this matchup due to the ankle injury, you have Jeremiah Beeman, who's going to play a critical role here. Another Alabama native coming out of Parker High School, former four-star Beeman, who came in at 265 pounds. He's now 315 pounds. He is the prototypical nose tackle. He was the backup immediately behind Tim Keenan. Now it's going to be Jeremiah Beeman's time to get out there on the field, put in quality reps, quality tape, and show what he's got there in terms of this team. Last but not least, I think a key to victory here for Alabama is going to be on special teams, right? You got to go ahead and have this battle over at the punter position between Alex Asparoff and Blake Dowd. Have this battle over. One of these two needs to take the reins here. One of these two needs to go out here, flip the field well, put your defense, Alabama's defense, in a position where it can harass Florida State's offense, win that field position. And then number two, when you're out there, Connor Talty, make field goals. When you're out there, make big-time field goals. So there you go right there in terms of special teams. I'm not concerned about the return game. Bama's got several guys out there that can return kicks, that can return punts. My thing on special teams is having this kicking game in order and having this kicking game set to where it can excel also. But those would be my three keys to victory when you look at offense, defense, and special teams for Alabama. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. You hit that like button, you smash the like button, give a thumbs up right here on the network. Get everybody that you know subscribing to the channel, the Bama Standard Network, and this show, Bama Vision, with yours truly, Stephen M. Smith here every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. We're hitting you with the best information. When you look at Alabama football, the breakdowns, everything, getting you prepared for Saturday kickoff here. Hit that like and subscribe button right here to the Bama Standard Network, and also get your hands on a title towel with WillSports.com. Get your hands on a rally towel today. We got to have this wave and twirling going strong, baby, inside Bryant-Denny Saban Field for this season right here, which kicks off on Saturday between the Crimson Tide and Florida State. If you go to WillSports.com and use the promo code STANDARD, get you a nice little discount there, courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standard. Appreciate all of you guys right there helping us out. But we get back into the comment section before hitting the second topic of conversation. Let's see here. A lot of you guys already writing in. Let's see here. We got here. John writes in, Stephen M., question. You want Bama with the ball first or on defense first? To be honest, John, I kind of want Bama on defense first because Thomas Castellanos said some bulletin board junk this offseason. I want this defense on the field first to smack him up a little bit. I want the defense on the field first to smack Tommy C's marbles up a little bit. That's kind of what I want right there. Now, if Bama gets the ball first on offense, that's great. That way, we can see Ryan Grubb, we can see Ty Simpson in action first, and let's see this offense start fast and put some points on the board. But if I had it my way, I want to see this defense out here on the field first, smack it up Tommy C. That's just my personal opinion. We got Blitz 010 writes in, FSU is about to be rocked. 59-0 Bama. They will call this game the Seminole Massacre in Tallahassee bucket. That's Blitz 010. Appreciate that right there. Now, 59-0 Blitz 010 reminds me when Bama smacked up Texas A&M that way. 59-0. That was 2014 with Blake Sims at quarterback. GT18 writes in, Gus will be running his usual misdirection style offense with FSU's running style quarterback. Eye discipline will be key especially for our linebackers. GT18, you're 100% correct. Gus will have a lot of eye candy. Discipline for Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, Nakai Hill-Green, everybody at that linebacker position. Eye discipline will be major for that group. RTR Mimi, do y'all remember the 2017 game against the Noles? Talk about a classic. Our guys were ready and able. I remember it, Mimi. I remember it. I mean, Ronnie Harrison knocked out DeAndre Francois' knee the first half of that game, first quarter of that game, and Francois wasn't the same since. And that defense only allowed 7 points to Florida State. Alabama got the win 24-7. That defense was prepared. This defense has to go out there and take care of business. The offense does as well. Van Edwards writes in, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Van. Happy to have you in here. Joe Edwards, we need a spy to watch the quarterback since he is a better runner than a passer. That's why I brought up Justin Jefferson as the perfect guy that can play in that spy role, watching Thomas Castellanos there. We got Jumbo right near. Roll Tide till I die. Bama Vision, Bama in the family, Stephen M. And the folks making it happen. Hey, Jumbo, we're proud to do this. We're happy to do this. We're excited to provide this to you, the fans. Tolbert St. OG. Roll Tide. What's up, Stephen? What's up to you, Tolbert St. OG? Happy to have you, my brother, in the building. Mr. Beautiful writing in, Bama going down. So, Mr. Beautiful, it's over for Bama. So, he's got Florida State here winning this. We take all fans. We take all fans in here. My guy, Waylon, Godfather of the SEC in here. Hello, Stephen Football. Hey, Waylon, happy to have you in here, brother. Tough as nails. Tan is in here. That ankle injury for a defensive lineman is going to need more time to heal because of their weight and the pressure to stand your ground to stop penetration. Yeah. So, and with Keenan being over 300 pounds, it's going to be kind of a thing where how does his body take to that tightrope surgery? Prayerfully, hopefully, it takes to it well. He has a smooth recovery, but tough as nails, I agree with you. It may take a bit longer for a defensive lineman. Jarvis S. writes in, we beat Vandy 59-0 as well. LOL. Bama did beat Vandy 59-0 going back to that 2017 season. So Jarvis S., you are correct there about that. Alex Wilder writes in, the Ty haters really think Ty will not line it up this year. Really gets me. He went against one of the best defenses in college football year after year. Ty will release all that in one night. Watch. Hey, look, I'm excited to see Ty Simpson take this field and have a phenomenal football game. I'm looking forward to watching this. Coach Warren writes in 42-20. So Coach Warren has Bama 42, Florida State 20. We got Jumbo. Got El Presidente Waylon in. Yeah, shouting out the president. My guy Waylon in the building. Tan writes in, I think our strength on defense is our defensive backs. This should allow us to bring another player into the box. The strength on defense, those DBs, they do have time on task. You got some young bucks out there, but you do have defensive backs like Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard, Damani Jackson, Xavier Brown, Deshaun Jones. You've got guys out there that do have time on task. Tough as nails. I agree with you on that one. Andre Baraka writes in, what I want to see is how Bama's offense goes up against Tony White's 3-3-5 defense. You may not want to launch it downfield all the time. Probably have underneath stuff and run the football. That's what I'm saying, Andre. You got to be balanced. Patience for Ryan Grubb and the play calling. Patience for Ty Simpson, his first start. And balance in this offense because Florida State is not going to want to give the deep ball. So Ty Simpson taking those checkdowns, taking the underneath stuff, nickel and dime them down the field, and understanding that, hey, taking 5 yards here, 6 yards here, it's okay. It's okay. Understanding that. Jarvis S. writes in, we cannot take Florida State lightly. They have athletes as well. And this is their Super Bowl. They're going to give us their best shot. Jarvis, they are. Gus Malzahn is going to throw everything at this Bama defense from Florida State's offensive perspective, and Florida State's defense is much improved. You cannot overlook them or take them lightly. They're coming off a horrid season at 2-10. Mike Norvell is trying to bounce back, right? So, and you're down there in Tallahassee. And then you have to look at, I think potential rain is in the forecast as well. You have to look at all of those things, all of these variables. Bama cannot go down there sleepwalking. You cannot go down to Tallahassee sleepwalking, or you will get beat. Case in point, I go back to the 2023 season when Bama went down to Tampa, Florida, but take on South Florida, and they went down there against the Bulls sleepwalking. And it took Ty Simpson with 2 big drives off the bench to help you win 17-3. So I'm just saying, you cannot afford to go down to Tallahassee, Florida, sleepwalking there, Jarvis. I agree with you on that. Jay Walker writes in, Tommy gonna learn Saturday, 56-0. He's got Bama over Florida State. Ty is going to show out. Defense is going to shut it down. Jay Walker's predicting 7 picks. Whoa! So he's got Bama 56-0, a shutout, and he's predicting 7 picks for the Bama defense. Jay Walker talking big money, big faith. Jay Walker right there, 7 picks. We have to put that on the big board there, 7 picks. Alex Wilder's got 42 for Bama, 13 for Florida State. Ty Simpson throws 4 touchdowns. He'll also rush for 1. So Alex Wilder's got Ty Simpson 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 rushing. Jay Walker also says Tommy Castellanos looks his receivers down, so he likes to telegraph telegraph his passes to those receivers there. That's going to be interesting right there. Andre Baraka echoing Jarvis S.'s comment, Florida State will look at this like their Super Bowl. You cannot go in here overlooking the Seminoles. I would agree with that. Andre Baraka echoing the point there from Jarvis S. But I appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts in, writing in, get your thoughts in, get your comments in. Absolutely. We're going to get into that now. A quick second topic of conversation. We're looking at Ty Simpson's big test, right? Ty Simpson, this is his first start. He's been waiting for this his whole life, right? Waited behind Bryce Young, waited behind Jalen Milroe, former 5-star from the 2022 recruiting class from Martin, Tennessee, by the way of Westview High School. This is Ty's first start. And he even admitted to, in press conferences, being a little nervous, having some butterflies there. He has reached out to his former head coach, Nick Saban. He has reached out to former Alabama players like A.J. McCarron. He's reached out to different guys and has asked them, how do I handle this? How do I play within myself? How do I not get so nervous? How do I not be so anxious? And they've shared different pieces of advice to him. Nick Saban's biggest thing, man, be where your feet are. Any play, any possession that ends with a kick, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point, you are doing your job as a quarterback. So Ty Simpson understands this is my first start. I've played in 16 career games across 3 years thus far, but this is my first start in major college football for the University of Alabama. I've wanted this my whole life. Now I have it. Now it's on me. Now here's my shot. Here's my chance. Here's my opportunity. And how do I make the most of it? I think Ty is going to make the most of this moment. Once again, it goes back to Ryan Grubb as the OC early on, getting Ty easy passes, easy looks, high percentage throws, simple stuff, screen game, working that in, just small stuff, right? I go back to, I remember A.J. McCarron's first year starting, right? 2011. What did Jim McElwain do? Easy stuff. Got A.J. some screens, got him some slants, got him some plays in the flat, got him some high percentage throws to get McCarron's confidence going. And then when it got to the national championship game against LSU, the rematch of the 2011 regular season game, that's when McElwain went to McCarron and said, son, we're going more so to you. We're going to charge this thing up. We're going to throw the football, and we're going to need you locked in and ready to go. So I think the biggest thing for Ty is going to be for him playing within himself. The biggest thing for Ryan Grubb, as his offensive coordinator, getting him high percentage throws, easy stuff early. And as he's growing in confidence with the easy stuff, then you work in some intermediate. Then you test out some deep ball stuff if you can get Florida State in a situation where they could be susceptible to a deep ball here and there. But patience for Ty, poise for Ty, and the understanding of, hey, I may not get a lot of deep balls in this game, but that's okay. Being able to dink and dunk, trust the 5-yard gain, trust the 6-yard gain, and then when the opportunity comes for a big shot to be open, there you go. Then take your shot downfield. But this is his big test. But Ty's been groomed for this moment. He stuck around for this. He waited everything out for this. He worked in the waiting. He worked in the patience for this moment, for this opportunity. I think it's going to be just fine. I think he's going to go out there and dominate. He's going to go out there and have success here. But it shows that it shows that, I mean, he is human. Like, people have nerves. People get nervous at times. But the fact that he can be able to call on, Nick Saban, hey, coach, give me some guidance. There's some wisdom here. The fact that he can call on guys like Jalen Milroe, guys like A.J. McCarron, guys like Bryce Young, who have been there, done that, right? And they can share some things with him, and he can take those things in and apply those experiences to his game here. But that's my thing for Ty Simpson. It's going to be his first big test, but I think he is prepared and ready for that. But quickly, jumping back here into your comments here, as we got them rolling in here, you guys continue to get those comments in. Jarvis S. writes in, Ty has been groomed for this moment. He will be ready. I agree with that, Jarvis. Appreciate that comment there. Joe Edwards writes in, he will always be nervous. If not, you are not human. After that first snap and a successful pass, he will be all right. Joe, you're correct. I mean, you're going to be, it's your first game. It's your first game as these starters, so nerves are natural. But like you mentioned, Joe, after the first snap, after Ty Simpson's first pass, after his first possession, he will be fine out there at quarterback. Jarvis writes in, Castellanos is the type of quarterback that can hurt us, though, if we don't contain him. And that's why I kind of feel like if you are Caden Womack, I'm not heavily blitzing this game. I'm not. Send 4, drop some in the coverage, force Tommy C to beat you throwing. Force him to beat you throwing. Do get some pressure, but force him to beat you throwing, and then take Justin Jefferson and spy him all game on Tommy C. So in case he tries to pull it, Justin, get on your horse, get him. Get on your horse, get him. So yes, containment is a big deal. Containment is the number one thing. You do want to have some pressure to him. Let him know that you're there and it is friction, but absolutely containment. Jarvis says, I agree with you on that. ED writes in, Cam Ward couldn't throw on 2 and 10 Florida State. DJ Lagway had 135 yards passing against 2 and 10 Florida State. So, I mean, it shows you Florida State's got a good defense. Cam Ward had issues. DJ Lagway of Florida only had 135 yards passing on a 2 and 10 Florida State. So you cannot overlook those guys. You cannot overlook those guys. At the same time, though, Bama going to be sharp here in this game. Chatman family give us a roll. Todd Rowe, appreciate you, Chatman. Eric D. Ty Simpson only has group of 5 experience. Not necessarily. He's gotten in some SEC games, too. He's gotten in some SEC games. And I believe people forget that 2023 game against South Florida where Tyler Buckner got the start. And Buckner was struggling like who did, what for, and why. Ty Simpson was the one who came out there in that game and took you on 2 major scoring drives to help you win 17-3. Like, that was a big moment there for Ty Simpson. And he was able to go out there, cash in on that, and have success there. So it's not like he's never played in a game before. No, he may not have starting experience right now prior to this upcoming Saturday, but he has played in 16 career games across 3 years. So it's not like his jersey's just been on the bench clean. He does have playing experience. See, Chapman family writes in, Stephen, how's the weather going to be in Tallahassee for the game? It's some potential rain. It's some impending rain, Chapman. How much of it? I'm going to continue to check the radar, the radar for this matchup right now. It's looking like there could be it's going to look like some impending rain headed for Tallahassee going into kickoff, but we'll see as we continue to look at the weather here going into this matchup. Let's see. ED writes in, all these fanboys saying Ty Simpson's throwing for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns are out of touch. ED, we'll see. Florida State's got a good defense. We'll see what happens, though. We will see how Ryan Grubb plays this as an offensive play caller. We'll see how Ty Simpson plays this. We got Chapman family. What is the defensive game plan against Florida State's offense? If I'm Kane Womack, I'm containing Thomas Castellanos. I'm not letting him break contain the pocket. I understand you want to get pressure on him and get sacks, but at the same time, you don't want to blitz too heavily and bust a blitz assignment and have Castellanos running all over you. So I would contain, have a spy on him, get some friction to him when I can, but definitely contain and have a spy on him. Jarvis S. writes in, I can see Gus Malzahn using Castellanos similar to the way he used Nick Marshall. Ooh, I could see that too, Jarvis. I can see that too. Remember, he used Nick Marshall in a way where he would have Marshall fake like he's doing his own read, and right as he draws the defense, pop pass over the top. I can see that. And that's something that Kane Womack has to look at. If Gus Malzahn uses Tommy Seed in that zone read, and at that last minute, as you drop a defense to you and you suck the defense in, have a receiver running open, whoop, drop that pop pass. That can happen. That can happen. Be on your keys when you look at Gus Malzahn this weekend. Be on your keys here. Tough as nails writes in, I like a 3:30 start time. Players don't have to sit around all day. Absolutely. So this is a 2:30 kickoff Central, 3:30 Eastern. This is an early start time. Get them in, get them done. Josh Johnson giving us a roll tide to you. Josh, happy to have you in here. RTR Mimi, I think our defense is going to be explosive, rain or no rain. So Mimi confident there in the defense, rain or no rain, being explosive out there on the field. John writes in, South Florida 2023 was a good preparation for FSU 2025 for our man Ty. That's what I'm saying. South Florida in 2023 was good preparation for Ty, because look at it now, a couple of years later, he's now in this situation where he is the guy. Glenn Teague writes in, his first pass should be a screen. I would like that, but we'll see how Ryan Grubb does it. But I would like it if that first pass was a screen. I'm not even going to lie about that. Josh Johnson, got to stop the run. That's all they have. He can't throw on Bama secondary. You got to stop the run. That's on Kane Womack having this defensive front ready here against the run. PJ Steins, receivers should flourish against Florida State secondary. And offensive line protect. Ty does his job. Receivers should do good. Should do good here. Let's see. Godfather of the SEC writes in. Let's see what Godfather of the SEC is saying. I miss you there, Waylon. Hold on. Oh, there we go. He's got Exactory right there. Appreciate Waylon helping us out there. Jarvis asks, this is one of the most hostile environments we will have played in outside of the SEC in a while. Florida State's hostile, man. That's a hostile environment. Doak Campbell Stadium is a hostile environment. You got to come in there with the A game. You got to come in there with your A game. ED writes here, Ty Simpson went 5 of 9 with 5 sacks on 14 pass attempts against South Florida. Yes, he went 5 of 9 and had 5 sacks, ED, but you're missing he led Bama on 2 scoring drives. Remember, Bama wasn't moving the ball with Tyler Buckner. It wasn't. That ball didn't start going against South Florida until you put in Ty Simpson in 2023, and you won 17-3. Ty Simpson moved the football, moved that offense in that football game. Jarvis says, can't let those tomahawk chants get to ringing in adult camera. You can't have you can't have that going. You cannot have that going. Absolutely not. Toughest nails right there. 9-game schedule next year. What's your take on that, Stephen? I will get into the 9-game schedule conversation in just a moment here, Toughest Nails, and just my thoughts on what I think about the SEC going to a 9-game schedule. Joe Edwards, 80% rain for now. So right now, you're going to have some rain. 80% chance of rain for now. We will continue to monitor that, but 80% chance of rain for now. Let's see here. Alex Wilder. Do we know a potential game time for Vandy? Well, Alex, not at this moment, but once we get to that, we will have that for you, Alex. Quentin Crawford writes in, who's backing up Ty? Austin Mack. So Austin Mack's the immediate backup, and then you have Keegan Russell. So Austin Mack, the immediate backup here for Ty. Jumbo right in. Let's get that 2009 BCS and 2015 4-team college football player hunger back Bama Nation. There you go. 09 BCS hunger, 2015 college football playoff hunger. Glenn Teague writes in, we have a good scout team quarterback going against our defense for this game. You do. And I'll dive into that in a moment. Bama's prepared for Tommy C. Why? Because it has a former 5-star running that scout team, giving this defense incredible looks at how Tommy C is going to attack. So I'll get into that a little bit later here. Jarvis S. writes in, this injury could have Tim Keenan out half the season due to his weight and the physicality of the position he plays. I'll say this. Hopefully, Jarvis, it won't have Tim Keenan out too long. Jeremiah Beeman can hold his own at that position. You do have other guys, Isaiah Faga, Steve Bono Mbamoa, among others, but hopefully it does not keep Tim Keenan out for a long period of time. We got a roll tide there from Keith Holcomb, roll tide to Keith John. Basically, the backup is Austin Mack here. Let's see. Jarvis says, I hope not, though. But the next man up in the meantime. Yes, next man up for Bama. Let's see. Josh Johnson. What are the chances we are fine without Tim Keenan? It will be an issue. There's some of an issue without Tim Keenan. But I think Beeman is ready for the moment. He's coached up. He is prepared. Let's just get to the game. Keith Holcomb writes in, y'all think Gus Bus brought the crayons and the coloring book from Auburn to FSU? Keith, I mean, it could happen. He could have brought it, Keith. He could have brought it. I ain't gonna lie. He could have brought it. Jay Walker writes in, Edie, don't forget that Tommy has not thrown for 1,500 yards in any of his seasons. That's a whole new O-line. This is not youth football. This is big man. Exactly. And keep in mind, this is the same Tommy C that got benched at Boston College. He struggled under Bill O'Brien and transferred from Boston College. And now you got, Dylan Lonergan, the former Bama quarterback that's starting out at Boston College. Tommy C left BC after being benched and struggling under Billy O'Brien. So, I mean, he's talented. He's athletic. He can run. But here's the thing. You contain him and you shut down his run and you force him to throw. Can he really be accurate throwing the football? That's what it says. Joe B. Fresh writes in, is that Steve? Yes, that's me. That is me, Joe B. Fresh. That is me here. Giving you the insight here on Bama in terms of the Bama Standard Network here. Let's see here. We got Latoya Bellins at Keith. Of course he did in terms of the coloring book and crayons there for Gus Malzahn there. Joby Fresh here. Good seeing you, brother. Hey, good seeing. Hey, happy to be here, Joby. Happy to be here. Let's see. ED back at Jay Walker. TC went up against the 2023 Florida State defense which is better than your 2025 defense, and TC tore them up. TC also has a 1,300-yard rushing season. Tommy Castellanos can run the football. He can run the football. He can run the football. Yes, he can do that. Yes, as a member of Boston College, Thomas Castellanos had success there for Florida State. But once again here, you're facing an Alabama defense that is very much so improved here. And for Thomas Castellanos, after the comment of, Nick Saban ain't going to walk that door and save them, he's got to be ready to back that up. Tommy C has to be ready to back that up because now you have Alabama's full attention. I'm saying that. So Tommy C has got to come down there and back up that statement. Let's see, Latoya writes in, TC is a Gus Bus type of quarterback, but not an accurate passer. All right, then we got Latoya in the building giving her thoughts here on the show. We got Glenn Teague writes in, Coach Womack and his dad knows Gus offense really well. Well, hey, Kane Womack and Daddy Womack does know the Gus Bus offense well. We're going to see how this boils down. We got Duval Sanders in there. Roll Tide, everybody. It's almost game time. Florida State got to get all the disrespect will be addressed on the field. Duval in here. Alex writes in, will you be at the first home game, brother? I'm going to have to see. I'm going to have to see there, Alex. I'm going to have to see there. May try to. I'm going to have to see. Let's see here. Twister, the Windwalker 28 writes in, Roll Tide, everyone. Alabama versus the world, y'all. Alabama will be just fine. Do your job. Beat Florida State. There we go. But continue to get your thoughts in, get your comments in here on the show. Happy to see all of you guys writing in, texting in, getting your thoughts in here on the conversation. But we're going to switch gears here. We're going to get into this 9-game SEC schedule and how it affects Bama. Nick Saban had been talking about for the longest during his tenure with the Crimson Tide about the SEC going to a 9-game conference-only schedule. If you want more competitive games, let's go to a 9-game conference-only schedule. How about us have a 9-game conference-only schedule? Like Nick Saban was pushing for that 9-game conference-only schedule for the longest, and now it's here. Now it's here. According to Greg Sankey, commissioner of the SEC, as of 2026, the conference is going to 9 games. So this is big. Now, what everybody's been talking about, it's happening now. You're going to get more intense matchups. You're going to get more marquee games. You're going to get more excitement in terms of SEC matchups. You're going to get games that's going to pull you to a TV set. Now, you're not going to have Alabama versus Western Kentucky State. It's going to be Alabama versus another SEC team, that 9th conference game. So think about it. One of these small schools just got cut out of the money. You got 12 games. And if 9 of those 12 are SEC games, and then if you're Alabama, you got to have a really good non-conference game or a couple of really good non-conference games. That's what, 10, 11? So that 12th game, you only get one, game where it's a cupcake. You only get one. You only get one, maybe 2, but you only get one cupcake now with the SEC going to a 9-game conference schedule. And has this affect Alabama? You're getting another big-time team to play. You're getting another big-time team to, go up against. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be extremely fun here. It's going to be extremely fun here to watch this SEC where it means more is the slogan. SEC where it prides itself on being the biggest, baddest conference in college football. Wow. The Big Ten has won the last 2 national championships. That's being Michigan in 2023, Ohio State in this past season. Now it's the opportunity for the SEC to get back on top here in terms of winning championships. But this 9-game conference-only schedule, it affects Alabama how you're not having those cupcake games. You're getting an extra conference game in there, which it's going to cut you down to probably having one kind of simple, easy game, every year that you can look at there on your schedule. But that's just my opinion right there. I'm going to be excited here with this full-on conference-only schedule. But anyway, folks, as always, you got to hit that like button. You've got to hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the conversation going on right here, the Bama Standard Network, and this show, Bama Vision, hitting you every Wednesday in the evenings, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. Keep everything locked right here. We're giving you the best in Crimson Tide football, news, notes, information, coverage, all the material and things of that nature. But we're going to get into something fun here, a fun segment to kind of look. We're going to get into a fun segment right here, and also your Q&As at the end there. Before we get into that in the Q&As at the end, we'll take a couple of comments here. My guy, Waylon writes in, 97 in the chat. We love each and every one of you. It takes you to make the show pop, baby. Like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We got 205 in the chat. 205, baby. Let's do it. We got Monica Penaway in here. She's like, oh my God, Steven. Monica's in here. She's sorry she's late, but roll tide to you, Monica. Latoya Billingsley shouting out Monica. We got Anitra in here. Everybody's in here. This is awesome. We got the family back in here. This is awesome. Keith Holcomb. People keep saying what they want. Competition outside the SEC, not as tough. Appreciate Keith Holcomb right there. Duval Sanders. Steven, do you think John Mechie will see some playing time in Philly? I think so. Hey, John Mechie in Philly with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown? Oh, yeah, I think so for Big John Mechie. Tan writes in, Steven, with a 9-game conference-only schedule, can you lose 3 games in the SEC and still make the playoff? That's going to be a question that a lot of the ADs, athletic directors in the SEC, toughest nails, they're going to address with Greg Sankey, and Greg Sankey is going to bring that to the College Football Playoff Committee. With a 9-game conference schedule, can an SEC team lose 3 games and still make the playoff? I think that will be a conversation that Greg Sankey will bring to the College Football Playoff Committee and really press them to give an answer to that. Because with the extra conference game, that has strength of schedule right there. So you have to look at that. So I think it should. I think it would. We'll see what the College Football Playoff Committee would say if Greg Sankey brings that up to them. Duval Sanders, Tennessee, Auburn, LSU, 3 rivalry opponents. Yeah. Tennessee, Auburn, LSU, 3 rivalry opponents. Absolutely. Put that on the board right there. Latoya Billingsley writes in, once you go to a 9-game schedule, I'm sure 9-3 will get you in the playoff. If not, what's the point? Look, Latoya, you bring it up right there. And I think that is what Greg Sankey is going to argue. We have a 9-game conference schedule right here, 9 games. We have a tougher matchup to our schedule. We go 9-3, and you leave us out the playoff. What's the point of having a playoff then? What's the point of going to a 9-game conference schedule to strengthen our schedule if we go 9-3 and we're out the playoff? So I think that's going to be a huge thing Greg Sankey is going to push here when you look at the College Football Playoff Committee. Keith Holcomb says, think I'm going to dip out. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate you, Keith, being a part here of the show. And all of you guys writing in, commenting in, letting your thoughts be made known here on Bama Visions. 212 people in the chat. Loving that, feeling that. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Be a part here of the conversation. Absolutely. So appreciate all of you guys getting your thoughts on the show. But we're going to look at here. Fun topic we're going to get into. Steven's locks of the week. Here we go. Lock or drop right here. Steven's locks of the week. So if you're into putting money on something and you got some parlays going here are my locks of the week in terms of players. And my first lock of the week is going to go to the guy here, Dijon Lee. Dijon Lee, I got Dijon Lee down. Dijon Lee, the freshman, will get at least one pick in this game against Florida State. Keep your eyes on Dijon Lee. Had a great spring, had a phenomenal summer, had a phenomenal fall camp. He's a guy that this coaching staff trusts defensively. You can put him out there on an island. He will play. I mean, physical at 6'4", can defend, will force quarterbacks to throw a perfect ball on him with that wingspan he's got right there, can move despite the long arms and the wingspan there. Dijon Lee, knock of the week. He will get at least one interception here in this football game. So that's my lock there in terms of Dijon Lee. Another lock that I have here, keep your eyes on Rico Scott. I think Rico Scott may end up leading the team in receiving yards, not receiving yards. He'll end up leading the team in touchdown catches against Florida State. Rico Scott may have 2 touchdown catches to lead the team. Rico may have 2 to lead the team. The best kept secret here on this Alabama roster in terms of the wide receiver core, running 23.5 miles per hour on the catapult system. Put on muscle here this offseason. The guy has redefined his route tree. Keep your eyes on Rico Scott. I think you'll have 2 touchdown catches here in this game. Lock that in. That's a lock for the week there. That's number 2. My third lock here for this game is going to go to the running back room. I'm going to say this. Richard Young goes over 100 yards. Lock it in. Richard Young goes over 100 yards rushing here in this football game. Lock that in. I got Richard Young going over 100 yards. That's my lock right there for the week. So Richard Young going over 100 yards. Lock that in. Rico Scott to have 2 touchdown catches in this game. Lock that in. And my third lock of the week right here would be Dijon Lee, the freshman corner, will get at least 1 pick, 1 interception. Lock that in. Those are my locks of the week right there. So be sure we'll come back next week. If those 3 were correct right there, then hey, I'll start this thing off 3-0, but we'll see what happens there. You look at Dijon Lee, Rico Scott, and 1 Richard Young. But last but not least here, folks, before we get to the Q&A segment, I know a lot of people have been asking questions here about one Jalen Mbakwe. Jalen Mbakwe, and this is something that a lot of people need to put more kudos to. Jalen Mbakwe in practice has been running scout team representing Thomas Castellanos for Alabama's defense, So Jalen Mbakwe, former 5-star at Clay Chalkville High School, former quarterback of the Cougars of Clay Chalkville. He has been on scout team, giving Alabama's defense tremendous, incredible looks at how Tommy C is going to attack it. And this is huge because it shows the unselfishness of this team. It shows the unselfishness of Bach saying, I'm going to do everything I can to help my teammates. I'm going to do everything I can to help my brothers win this football game. And to me, it goes back to Jalen Hurts. Remember the 2015 season, the 2016 national championship game between Clemson and Alabama was Jake Coker versus Deshaun Watson, Derrick Henry's Heisman Trophy season. And Jalen Hurts was an early enrollee freshman. He got the opportunity to participate in the bowl prep in preparing the Crimson Tide's defense for Clemson. He gave Alabama's group tremendous looks at how Deshaun Watson would attack this team. And while it was a high-scoring game, Bama won 45-40. What Jalen Hurts did was tremendously valuable in helping the team. It's the same thing here with Tommy Castellanos. You're having a Jalen Mbakwe in scout team doing that bowl prep. This is big. This is big. This is big. Really happy about that and proud of Mbakwe helping his brothers out. But We're going to get to a quick little Q&A segment here with you, the fans, as we're getting ready to wrap this thing up here. So it's time to get these questions in. Let's answer these questions. And right now, the first one comes from 6-0. Stephen, your honest opinion on Bama's kicking game. My honest opinion, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little bit nervous here. And the only reason why I'm a little bit nervous here at 6-0, there's a lot of unknown. There's unknown in the punting aspect. Nobody's won the punting job. Connor Talty's been here for a while, but can he do it? Can he do it? And we're going to see this take shape here on the field starting this weekend on Saturday. But a little nervous. But if these guys can go out here and show me, hey, they got it handled, but I will be exhaling a sigh of relief there. That's just I think on the kicking game is where I'm a little bit nervous about is can Bama get this thing done here? Alex Wilder, who do you think will be the most impactful player this year? One on offense, one on defense, one on special teams. Most impactful player, one on offense, definitely Todd Simpson at quarterback. He's got to be the most impactful guy, keeping these guys afloat here. Number one on defense, most impactful player defensively. I am going to go with LT Overton. He has got to get those sacks. He's got to finish on tackles for loss. So LT Overton defensively, and on special teams, impact player. I want to see him do it. He's got to get this done. And I'm going to go with Connor Talty as far as the kicking game is concerned. He's got to get that done. So that will be the impactful players right there. I want to see those guys get the job done. Ray Parham writes in, Stephen M., what's the official word on Jaden Roberts? He's in concussion protocol, Ray. He's dealt with the concussion here since the scrimmage, since the scrimmage, man. So I mean, he's got to clear the protocol. He clears the concussion protocol, Ray, he'll be fine. He'll be ready to play. If he does not clear the concussion protocol, then you're looking at Geno Vandermark at that spot there at right guard. But he's got to pass the concussion protocol, that being one Jaden Roberts. Skyline in here, baby. Ephraim, Skyline crew. We're in here. Appreciate Ephraim being a part here of the show. Alex Wilder, appreciate it. You the man. Hey, Alex, we just do our best here to give Alabama football content, giving you the fans exactly what y'all want. But it's you guys that make this special. And it's you guys that make this happen. I just enjoy doing this show because it allows me to interact with every single last one of you. But we're getting ready to put a bow on this and wrap this up. As always, folks, you can follow the cast. You can follow me at Coaching M. Smith on X. At Coaching M. Smith on X. You can follow me right there. You can follow me right here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. Bama Vision, right here on the Bama Standard Network. You can also follow me and my man Jonathan Lewis right here, Bama Standard Network, providing you with in-depth videos on your Crimson Tide. You can also find me at Pale City High School coaching this football team on the staff under Nick Gentry. We got a big game Friday going up against Coosa Christian, Russ Probst and his group. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that right there. So looking forward to seeing our guys go out here and watching our guys not just compete, but also watching our guys go out there and get a win here against Coosa Christian. But as always, people, if not Bama Vision, we got flavor for you every day of the week here, whether it's Bama Vision on Wednesdays, whether it's Teague's Take on Mondays, whether it's the Bama Standard Show on Tuesdays, whether we've got Sunday Night Talking Bama. I mean, we got something for you every single week. We even got a post-game show starting after the game's in on Saturday. So be locked in, be locked in, be locked in. We're having you nothing but big-time information here on Bama. And before I roll out of here, I guess I'll give my score projection for Bama, Florida State. I'm gonna go Bama 35, Florida State 10. Give me Bama 35, Florida State 10. Players of the game here. Give me Ty. Players of the game here. Give me Ty Simpson on offense. Defense. Give me LT Overton on defense. I think LT Overton has a big game. I think Ty Simpson does his job. 35-10 would be my final score there between Bama and Florida State. But until next time, folks, you guys be good. You guys be blessed, man. As always, roll tide, everybody.